Meghan Markle's tense life at home at Montecito with Prince Harry is being exposed as reportedly pressure is building in Montecito Royal. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah. Let's jump into this one, shall we, because, Harry and Meghan's tense life at home is being exposed as reportedly pressure is building between the two. Yes, not all is well at Montecito Royal. They're reportedly under increasing pressure as they stay in America for years after Megxit. They've ventured into different career paths, but nothing's worked. And yes, it is making life at home reportedly very tense as pressure is building between the gruesome twosome. Now, the build-up to Megxit's cooking show in particular has reportedly now created tension between Megxit and Harry at their home in Montecito as they await to see whether or not it'll actually be a success. And it's the latest in a long line of shows and products launched by the couple, which have absolutely failed and flopped. I mean, you had Heart of Invictus back in August, didn't even make the top 10 in America or the UK in Netflix. You had To Live to Lead that was released just a couple of weeks after the Megxit and Harry mockumentary. And unless you're in the know, you don't even know the existence of it. It's absolutely insane. And then you had them being dropped by Spotify last year, being called effing grifters, this, that, and the other. The majority of their projects have flopped like a freaking lead balloon. It has been really, really bad for them. And so, yeah, I do imagine that life at home right now is absolutely tense as they await Megxit's next project being released to see if that's going to be a success or not. Shocker, a little bit of a spoiler here. I don't think it's going to be a success, do you? But yeah, this I can imagine would then cause pressure to build between Harry and Megxit at home. Now, speaking to Closer about the impact of Megxit's cooking show, a source said that the pressure is being felt by Megxit, which is now also rebounding going on to Harry himself, saying, quote, "You can just imagine the kind of pressure it's putting on her and by extension Harry. If this show flops, it will be a total disaster and she knows it. She's on tenterhooks waiting for it to come out, and the stress it's causing her is being felt by everyone around her, especially Harry." The cooking show has arrived hot on the heels of Megxit launching her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. It's all tied into that. And it's hoped that the show will not get cancelled like Spotify did with Archetypes. Now, whilst Megxit's trying to build a lifestyle brand, the source is saying that Megxit also wants to expand into new areas, but Harry just doesn't want to do that. He just doesn't care anymore. I think Harry might finally be starting to get the memo here. So saying Harry certainly isn't expecting her to create an empire. He loves her no matter what. And at the end of the day, he just wants her to be happy. But, you know, regardless of all just wanting to be happy, a lot is now riding on the success of Megxit's new cooking, friendship, whatever you want to call, show on Netflix. A project that has already received criticism from critics. It's already been slammed. I reported on this a couple of weeks ago. You had Sky News Australia presenter Rita Panahi saying that Megxit had just wrapped up filming this show for Netflix, filmed at a property near their Montecito mansion in Los Angeles, but then going on to say it's apparently going to focus on the joys of cooking, gardening, entertaining and friendship. And I've got to say, it sounds bloody awful. Well, it does when you know that Megxit's behind the wheel on that one and is presenting it. I mean, to be fair, okay, the term markled and the meaning behind it, okay, it's not just come out of thin air, guys, all right? Megxit lecturing, teaching us on the joys of friendship. Yeah. Okay. Whatever, right, guys? But this is the thing. Hazza and Megxie are beginning to now feel the pressure, revealing the source saying this has been such a tough few months, and I would actually argue a tough few years for Megxie and Hazza, and the pressure they are under is a lot to handle. They feel they are constantly under attack. Well, if they stop saying stupid things and stop doing silly things and stop attacking the royal family and the British public and actually apologise to the royal family and the British public, then, maybe they might see the tide turning. Just going to put that out there. But until then, yeah, they're essentially going to be persona non grata as far as I'm concerned. When they first left the royals, they had so much support, and that support seems to be dwindling over time, and they're facing more and more criticism. Yeah, because people started to see through their grift and absolutely were sick and tired of their whole victim kind of narrative. Absolutely. South Park, as far as I'm concerned, blew the doors wide open, right, for America to finally start seeing the gruesome twosome for who they actually are and were, right? Then you had the New York City catastrophe, alleged car chase with the paparazzi, this, that, and the other a few months later, that to me solidified the American public's view, which was Megxie and Hazza are dodgy AF. They are grifters. And then, you had then celebrities speaking out against them. Chris Rock during his stand-up comedy turning around and saying, the royals, let's put it this way, every black American family, this is what Chris Rock says, right? When someone's pregnant, they're always questioning, well, how dark is the unborn baby child's skin going to be, this, that, and the other. So that conversation actually isn't out of thin air. To Chris Rock, it's not racist whatsoever. And so when he said that, again, the tide then started to turn against Megxie and Hazza, and people started to see them in a different light. You then had Family Guy absolutely taking the mick out of Megxie and Hazza, and so many more people in Hollywood starting to actually come out and publicly either reject Megxie and Hazza, completely abandon them, or, better still, take the absolute piss out of them. So, yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, the support is dwindling because people are starting to see through their grift. And, yeah, it's not good for them, right? Now, Hazza has been really hurt by the backlash over the ESPYs situation. And Meghan is still reeling over the Spotify axe, as she loved doing that podcast, and she knows people wanted to fail with the next project, so there's quite a lot of tension in the house at the moment. Well, this is the thing. If she really loved doing that podcast, then she would have actually done it in the first place. I mean, reports came out, didn't they, that she had one of her lackeys actually interview in person the lesser kind of guests that weren't A-list, right? And then Megxie afterwards then would record over it. She would only show up to the actual A-listers that would come onto the show. So if she actually loved doing that podcast, then she would have showed up for every single episode and interviewed every single guest in person. So, yeah, for the source to turn around and say she really loved doing that podcast, oh, hell no, I really, really don't believe it whatsoever. But, yeah, guys, going round full circle here with all that being said, of course, life is tense at home with Megxie and Hazza as pressure is building between them. They're finally, I think, starting to realise, especially Hazza, I would say, that, what they're doing is not working and they need to change. And Megxie's next project with Netflix has to work. Otherwise, Netflix is going to go bye-bye with the millions of dollars not going to Hazza and Megxie as a result. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that go play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also, as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about the life at home between Megxie and Hazza being exposed as being tense and pressure building between them, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.